Hi everyone! I hope you are having a great day. Today is another great day to learn something new, isn't it? By the way, I am your teacher Goao, and for today's lesson, we will discuss how our digestive system on our body works. And for this lesson, objectives are the following. At the end of this video lesson, you as my student will be able to number 1, identify the key components of the digestive systems. And number 2, describe the path of the food as it passes through our body. And number 3, explain the part of the digestive system. Now, everyone, as you are watching this video, I want you to get something to eat from your wrap or the dining table. A cracker or a fruit would do in this little experiment. I would not recommend a candy or something that need more time to consume with your mouth. Now that you have your food, take a bite of it. Have you ever wondered what happened to the food you eat? Where do you think the food goes? Well, what is digestion? Digestion is a complex process of turning food you eat into nutrients which the body uses of energy, growth, cell repair needed to survive. The digestion process also involves creating waste to be eliminated. The digestive tract or the gastrointestinal tract is a long twisted tube that starts from the mouth and ends at the anus. It is made up of a series of muscles that coordinate the movement of food and the other cells that produce enzymes, hormones to aid in the breakdown of the food. Along the way are the other accessory organs that are needed for the digestion: the gallbladder, our liver, and our pancreas. The mouth is the beginning of the digestive system. And in fact, digestion starts where before even you take the first bite of a meal. The smell of the food triggers the salivary glands on your mouth to secrete saliva, causing your mouth to water. When you actually taste the food, saliva increases. Once you start chewing and breaking the food down into small pieces that are small enough to be digested, the other mechanism comes into play. More saliva is produced. It contains substances including enzymes that begins the process of breaking down the food into a form our body can absorb and use. Chew your food more. It also helps you with your digestion. The pharynx and the esophagus, also called the throat. The pharynx is the portion of the digestive tract that receives the food from your mouth. Branching off the pharynx is the esophagus, which carries the food to the stomach, and the trachea, or windpipe, which carries the air to the lungs. The act of swallowing takes place in the pharynx, partly as a reflexes and partly under voluntary control. The tongue and the soft palate, the soft part of the roof of the mouth, push the food into the pharynx, which closes the trachea, the food that enters the esophagus. The stomach and the small intestine. The stomach is the sac-like organ with a strong muscular wall. In addition to holding the food, it serves as the mixer and grinder of the food. The stomach secretes acid and powerful enzymes that continue the process of breaking the food down and changing it to a consistency of the liquid or paste. From there, the food moves to the small intestines. Between meals, the non-liquefable remnants are released from the stomach and ushered through the rest of the intestines to be eliminated. The small intestines also break down the food using enzymes released by the pancreas and the bile from the liver. The small intestines is workhorse of the digestion, as this where the most nutrients are absorbed. The small intestines also break down food using enzymes released by the pancreas from the liver. The colon the rectum, and the anus. The colon, or the large intestine, is a 5 to 7 foot long muscular tube that connects the small intestine to rectum. It is made up of the cecum, the ascending right colon, and the transverse across colon, the descending left colon, and the sigmoid colon, which connect to the rectum. The appendix is a small tube attached to the ascending colon. The large intestine is a highly specialized organ that is responsible for processing waste so that defecation is easy and convenient. It normally takes about 36 hours for stool to get through the colon. The stool itself is mostly food debris and bacteria. These bacteria perform several useful functions, such as synthesizing various vitamins, processing waste products and food particles, and protecting against harmful bacteria. When the descending colon becomes full of stool, it empties its content into the rectum to begin the process of elimination. The rectum is an 8-inch chamber that connects the colon to the anus. The rectum also receives stool from the colon and let the person know there is a stool to be evacuated. Hold the stool until evacuation happens. The anus is the last part of the digestive tract. It contains of the muscles that line the pelvis and two other muscles called anal sphincters, internal and external. Accessory digestive organs are the pancreas. Among other functions, the pancreas is the chief factory for digestive enzymes that are secreted into the duodenum, the first segment of the small intestine. These enzymes break down proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. And also, liver are the other accessory digestive organs. Has a multiple function, but two of its main functions within the digestive systems are to make and secrete an important substance called bile and to process the blood coming from the small intestine containing the nutrients just absorbed. The liver purifies the blood of the impurities before traveling to the rest of the body. And last but not the least, the gallbladder. Our gallbladder is a storage sac of excess bile. Bile made in the liver travels to the small intestines via bile duct. If the intestines doesn't need it, the bile travels into the gallbladder, where it awaits the signal from the intestine that the food is present. Bile serves two main purposes. First, it helps absorb the fat in the diet, and secondly, it carries waste from the liver that cannot go through the kidneys. Now, for our next little experiment, get yourselves a cracker and take a bite, but don't show or swallow it right away. Hold it with your mouth for a while. And I want to ask this question. What happened to the crackers when it was in your mouth? If it's started to get soft, we have the same answer. Question number 2. Why did it start to get softer? Yes, because of the saliva. Now you can swallow your cracker down. But before we end this video lesson, I want to ask some few questions. Where does digestion starts? Yes, digestion starts from our mouth. And where are the partially food enters? Yes, it entered through the pharynx. And lastly, what is the process of the digestion? Yes, of course, the final step in digestion is the elimination of undigested food content and waste product, and it is called defecation. In general, digestion is a process of breaking down of large insoluble food particles prior to absorption and assimilation by enzymes. But today's lesson will end without quizzes and activity